Shut the fuck up.
No, she's meant.
Leon,
you always say that about these Hollywood girls.
Me and Corey are going to stand toe to toe, solidarity.
And call you on your shit.
Hot.
That girl is hot.
You guys can't. I like breasts. Sorry.
I would nail her, but I wouldn't cast her in anything.
I would nail her, but I wouldn't spend eternity with her. But I'm just saying, after 109 years, I think you've seen a whole lot of hotter girls than this.
Yeah, I mean, you see some of them in the movies.
Yeah,
but that's actually, and that's one of the frustrating points about this film is that's what's supposed to be so special about Bella. Is Bella's that girl whose mind he can't read, and so she's mysterious. And
True Blood did it.
And well, yes, but True Blood also came after the Stephanie Meyer's books. So the big problem here is that everyone. The romance is built around the notion that Bella is that one girl in 90 years who piqued his interest and that he cannot resist. But he's going to hurt her because secretly he's really this abusive vampire that at any moment will beat the shit out of her. But I don't want to hurt you, baby.
He's just an emo douche is what he is.
Yes. All vampires are douche.
Well, he's the jock that's nailed every cheerleader, but he finds that one nerd girl who won't give up the ass. So that's
the whole thing. This is the allegory for that. Like, she won't give it up, so he wants her that much more.
Yeah.
In this case, it's just her thoughts.
I got to say, man, like I said, it's just I'm disappointed because looking at the trailer, there was I saw some potential. Like I said, Chris Weitz came in and directed this. Yeah. We mentioned him before. He did About a Boy and American Pie and
The Golden Compass, where he took his polar bear fight and turned it into a
werewolf fight. Yeah, and actually, look, the werewolves look bad. I mean, that fur.
Fantastic Mr. Fox looked more convincing.
Yeah, but I mean, when the werewolves were actually fighting, see, this is why I think Chris Weitz is a good director who just got like a bad deal with this movie, because I'm looking at the fight scene in this. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. We actually see the ferociousness in these animals that are fighting, even though they look fake. It's all blurry and everything. We get close-ups of the snarling and everything, and then near the end of the film, we get a little bit more action that I think is kind of cool. But again, it's just a total of maybe 4 minutes of action in a 2-hour movie.
What did you do? Hey, what did you do to him?
Watch it, little girl.
He didn't want this.
What did we do? What did he do? What did he tell you? Both of you calm
nothing.
down.
He tells me nothing because he's scared of you.
Paul, don't.
Too late now.
Bella, get back. Paul, get back now.
No, I think he did a terrible job here. I think he's a talented director, but there is nothing in here worth a shit. There's one scene that's half of one scene is halfway interesting, and that's at the end when we've got the Valtori and that whole big thing going on. But this film doesn't have a fucking climax.
So this man has run out of joy. He's quitting film directing. He's announced he's not going to make. He's got one more film he's making, and that's it, because he said, "I don't enjoy doing this anymore." And after seeing this, you can Chris Weitz. It's not surprising. You're like, wow, this guy made this film completely without an ounce of interest.
He'll quit for 5 years, and when that money runs out, he'll be back. Shit, if he has to direct his own movies, he'll do something.
Yeah,
but
maybe so.
That's funny. This movie had no climax because no character in this movie got a climax.
I'm arguing for the guy because we've seen him direct good movies. Like I said, About a Boy, I'm looking at this and, a guy who could direct something like that and then give him material like this and maybe didn't have his heart into it. Maybe that's it. I don't think it was all directed badly. I just think that, these actors had nothing to work with.
I'm getting the impression that maybe after the Golden Compass, he was having a hard time getting anything off the ground. And when he attached himself to Twilight, that got him some juice again. But then he looked at the material.
Saw his own movie.
And the material's terrible. I mean, the material, no, I don't think it even had to do with that. I think his heart wasn't in it because it really is a terrible fucking movie. There is nothing redeeming in this film at all. All the concepts are trite. The movie, pretty much, the whole second act is just repeating the second act of the first movie. It's the same fucking thing of, I'm falling in love with you. Well, I'm falling in love with you. Well, we shouldn't fall in love. You know what? I need to leave because I'm going to hurt you. No, you won't hurt me. You love me. No, I'll hurt you. What happens if I lose myself in one instance? Wow, we've heard this speech before.
Well, the reason why this story is so bad, I mean, the concepts that they come up with for the rules of werewolves and vampires, there really isn't any. And plus, it's just nobody gives a shit who finds out about them. I mean, first when she found out about the vampires, everybody's like, hey, welcome to our house, hey, whatever. And she meets the werewolves, and they're about to kill her, and then the one that's about to kill her comes in and says, Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Hey, come on in and have some cupcakes.
They make up the rules as it goes along. As the way this writer apparently writes it is just thinking it up as she goes along.
It's written like a 14-year-old girl would write a vampire and werewolf story.
Or how a frustrated housewife would write a romance novel that involved vampires and werewolves.
With absolutely no continuity whatsoever. Nothing makes sense as it flows from one thing to the next. You sit there going like, wait a minute, didn't you just say 10 minutes ago that you couldn't do something like this?
It's a mystery to me why some people love this stuff as much as they do. I'm totally baffled because this is no better than a Harlequin romance novel. It really is.
No, that's what it is.
That level of writing, it's that bad.
And it takes shortcuts on certain plot developments. Like to get through one thing easy, it goes to the old technique of I'm hallucinating about this person. We get to the Jedi ghost, Obi-Wan Kenobi thing, device of I'm going to show up as a ghost and tell you, or some sort of hallucinogenic image and tell you when you're in danger, or I tell you not to do this or do that. I mean, she keeps seeing Edward pop up everywhere when she's about to do something stupid. He's like, run, don't do that.
Which is funny because we're like, wow, these are the most overprotective monsters in history. At one point, she's just trying to learn how to ride a motorcycle, and Edward's like, no. They're like, really?
Yeah, I know.
No?
Like, if she was up to Wendy's to order a Baconator, he's like, no, too much cholesterol.
Yeah,
You want to live to a ripe old age.
Oh yeah, she's at the grocery store touching toilet paper. Get the 2-ply.
Don't forget you have a coupon.
And this is the other lazy thing about this. I mean, and really, I'm not trying to make a joke here. I know you're gonna think I've thought of this all day, but there was that scene where she had a mere paper cut and a blood drop went to the floor, and one of those vampires started freaking out. I was like, I'm gonna eat this bitch. Now I'm thinking, okay, that's cool. But what if she walks in on her period? I mean, wouldn't they all freak out?
Well, what I love though is
didn't they have that joke in the last movie?
Well,
did they?
What I love though is to protect her, Edward knocks her clear across the room.
Right, it opens a vein where she bleeds all over the floor.
Well, that didn't go like I planned.
But that is nothing compared to the punchline of this movie.
Oh, yeah.
The last 12 seconds of this movie are so fucking glorious, so hilarious that the entire audience burst into laughter.
Yeah, they did. And everybody looked at each other. I mean, because the movie ended right there. We all looked at each other just like,
what? We ran into each other in the lobby. We couldn't make eye contact with one another. We were laughing so hard that we were just, the minute we looked at each other, we were just like...
Which is to say, the one good thing I can say about this film, and I do indeed say it, it was hysterical. I laughed through this whole movie, and not because of what the movie was doing intentionally, just because it's that level of astonishingly bad that only Mystery Science Theater could do justice to that. It's beautifully bad. I actually honor this film in some ways because of how truly and completely irredeemably awful it is.
Well, like I said with the first movie, I'll still stand here today and say, great, girls, have it. It's your movie. I'll still say matinee. I'm looking at this series now and wondering where it's going, but that's the first one. I'm looking at this and I'm just like, all right, I really don't get this.
So you give it a low matinee.
I give it a low matinee, yes. No, you know what? I will, and I'll get ridiculed for this, but I mean, I think the only saving grace for this is that those 14-year-old girls, it's written like a movie for 14-year-old girls, so those are the girls that'll like it. So I'm going to give it like a very low rental.
Yeah, not being a 14-year-old girl myself, I'm going to have to rate it with how I reacted to it, which is, even as a guy who loves vampires, I mean, I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I love Bram Stoker's Dracula. I'm just saying, I mean, I like vampire stuff. I love the mythos. I love the Anne Rice books, which are also very romantic, but this is total garbage. It's, what are the words I'm looking for? Oh, some old bullshit.
I thought you were going to say, fuck you.
Nah, yeah, because I laughed.
Okay.
I'm kind of with Cyrus in that, it's some old bullshit right off the bat and quickly descends into fuck you territory. However, it descends into fuck you territory so fast that it bounces back up to a some old bullshit just because it's so hilarious.
Wow, you are really creative. Out of all of us, you are the most creative with these ratings. And I mean as a compliment.
Hey, man, I work on my ratings.
Well, I was with Corey on the low rental for a while, and then I found my penis again down there in my pants and realized, no, this is some old bullshit. This is some old bullshit all the way. There's nothing redeeming about this film at all. It is a blight on cinema right now. It is an embarrassment that these actors are going to have to deal with for the next few years. And 10 years from now, this is going to be that movie that girls giggle about and going, oh, yeah, I was into that.
Yeah, Mom, I can't believe you guys were into this. Sweetheart, we got tramp stamps, too. Just
This may hurt just a little.
No, please, please!